Post on Twitter. Looks like we're live.
Are we live? It says we're live.
We're live.
Huzzah.
Just doing a couple things here. Cool. Okay, so yeah, we're live. Hello and welcome to Famicast 63, the live version. I'm your host, Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by some guy we just found over here, Mr. Ty Schugert.
Yeah, it's me.
Unfortunately, James is unable to join us today. He's actually in the UK, and just due to like scheduling stuff, Cy actually unfortunately wasn't able to come on either. But you know, we figured we'd just have a go of it with just Ty and I. And if you're listening to the audio version, you know you just heard me and James talking some new business stuff. But we're just going to go ahead and continue on from here. And Ty, would you mind starting us off with new business?
Yes. Let me click the thing.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. What did I play? I was playing some old Nintendo games.
Yeah. You're still rocking Rare Replay?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I played Solar Jetman beginning to end. It's an old favorite of mine.
Cool. I think I had that back in the day on the NES. Yeah, fun game. That's like your rocket pack type of thing flying around.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a jet pod.
Mm-hmm.
And you go around and you try to scavenge stuff, basically.
Okay.
If you like games where you scavenge stuff, it's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you destroy your ship or you run out of fuel,
mm-hmm.
it switches to jetpack mode, and it's kind of like the old Spectrum games.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm familiar with that, but
basically this stuff Rare made before the NES.
Okay.
Yeah, you're jetpack guy. You don't have to worry about rotating stuff or compensating for gravity so much, but you can die in one hit. So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
The Rare Replay has a rewind feature.
Oh.
For scrubs and cheaters.
Fair enough.
Get good.
So this is a feature that you don't really make too much use of then?
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying they should get rid of it, but I think they should offer up some achievements for, completing games without it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it literally makes Battletoads easy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, to beat Battletoads legitimately, you not only have to be able to beat every level, you have to be consistent enough about it to not run out of lives.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But, if you have rewind, you don't have to be consistent at all. You can just fix every tiny mistake you make.
So it's kind of like, spamming save states type of stuff if you're playing on like a PC or like...
Yeah, except it's even more convenient.
Huh.
It's just the L trigger.
Oh, man. Okay.
That's it.
Wow. And, the last time, you're talking your crazy stuff with Battletoads and whatnot, but I don't remember if we'd asked you, you beat it like on Rare Replay then too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So you're like a boss and you do these things. So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I have an old Twitch archive somewhere of me beating Battletoads on an emulator.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
No
cool.
save states.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, man, like that was a game that I never had. A lot of my friends had it back in the day, but I never really. If I got to play it, it was only like briefly in passing at a friend's house during a birthday party or something,
Yeah,
but,
now that you mention it, I didn't own it until either the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube days. I'd rented it a few times, but I was able to buy it at some point, and then I started playing it really seriously, on an actual NES.
Oh wow! Okay.
True story.
Nice.
I'm not sure I've been playing much of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Just the usual Killer Instinct.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing your crazy thing, going for your high rank again? Worldwide dominance, whatever.
I might in September. There's a tournament in October.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be on top of my game for that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be better with full gore.
Okay.
Because all these Japanese players play the characters I feel like I need full gore to counter.
Mm-hmm. All 50,000 of the players.
Right. Right. Okay. So in Killer Instinct, right now there are 17 characters.
Okay. Wow.
And when I go online, for most matchups, I pick TJ Combo.
Mm-hmm.
And then for maybe 5 or so matchups, I'll pick Glacius.
Mm-hmm.
And then for 3 matchups, I pick Fulgore.
Mm-hmm.
And those 3 characters are played by all the good Japanese players.
Okay.
So there's that. And it's my 3rd string character, but it's still my best option. And it's a conundrum. Do I get better at a bad matchup with my best character, or do I just counter pick with my slightly rough character?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I play. Okay, this isn't even in the realm of video games, but I play fantasy football, and sometimes if you have I don't know, you're playing matchups and stuff. Sometimes with certain positions, okay, this guy's facing this team and they suck or whatever, the same type of thing, really. But,
right.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep, and some fighting games are more matchup dependent than others. You have to know things.
It takes more than just being good at pushing a stick this way or that way, huh?
Yeah.
Mind games.
Mind games. So, have I played anything else? Not so much. I have the majority of the achievements in Perfect Dark Zero, and that game is a nightmare to get achievements in. You have to, for starters, you have to play 1,000 matches of every multiplayer mode.
Oh God! Literally, or are you exaggerating?
Literally.
Oh man, that's terrible.
So to get all the achievements, you're gonna probably have to play at least 5,000 multiplayer games.
Are there even that many people playing?
So the thing is, the game has bots and offline play. So I can play a different game and just hit A on the controller every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of did that for a few thousand games while I was playing Telltale or Killer Instinct or whatever.
Hey, no, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, it was, with Brawl and stuff like that, they had some ridiculous, unlock this or that character, play 1,000 matches or something. And,
yeah,
same type of thing, except for me, is okay, let's just do everybody has the highest percent and you're just spanking people up the side of the stage,
Yeah, there was a turbo controller setup you could use to unlock all the custom moves. I don't have a turbo controller.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can do it in about 17 hours, I think.
Only 17.
You just leave it on.
Yeah.
You put a book on top of your turbo controller. Without having bad cats. And go to sleep, go to work, come back, and you got them all.
It's you had 2 full days work and only half the effort. So
yeah. So yes, that is the stuff I've been playing.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess coming back over to me, Ty, you might not be interested in this game. Actually, I guarantee you probably aren't.
Okay, let's find out.
Yes. So back before I went to America last month, Yoshi's Woolly World came out on the Wii U here in Japan, and now it's available in the UK and Europe and all that, and PAL regions, whatever, all over the place now, everywhere but North America, basically. So I picked that up last month, but I didn't really have a chance to play it until just this past week.
Okay.
And, so yeah, I mean, I played through the first world, and you could tell this game's pretty easy, but it seems like it's a little bit more challenging than Kirby's Epic Yarn, which is same developer and same type of
right.
visual aesthetic and stuff.
Yarn game.
Yeah, yeah, that's a thing now.
How would you compare it to Yoshi's Story?
Oh man, I've only played Yoshi's Story just a little bit, and this is way better than Yoshi's Story. I mean,
okay.
for starters, I mean, unless I'm remembering it wrong, like for on Yoshi's Woolly World, there's actually like an open map that you use. Like you walk around in like 3D space to like go to these different areas, kind of like Mario 3D World and just stuff like that. So that's kind of a nice touch to have kind of these world maps and stuff like that that you can go through the stages like that, and they're all pretty they look pretty good, and there's stuff that you could interact with and whatnot too, so that's cool. Although this game might be a little bit on the easy side, I mean, just to go from like point A to point B, start to finish, I mean, one of the things you're going to be doing a lot is trying to focus on collecting things. I mean, there are like numerous stuff spread throughout the stage that you want to find. Like the story, it's almost like with Mario games or Yoshi games, it's nothing like too incredibly deep that's going to be, winning any type of prizes for, drama or, anything like that. But like, I guess in this world, there are all these different colors of Yoshis, and they're all like basically taken out by the little flying magic guy. Gosh, I can't remember the name, the little blue one from Mario World. But anyways, like in the stages, there are these little like, I'm not really into like sewing and stuff, so I don't know what you call like those little things of yarn that are kind of like not a ball of yarn, but like a little, I don't know, oval of yarn or something.
Yeah, what do you call that? I almost want to say a spool, but I'm not sure if that's right.
Let's just say it is. So there are these spools of yarn that are spread throughout.
Bolts.
Bolt? Really?
Maybe.
Okay. There are bolts of yarn spread throughout the stages, and if you collect all of them in the stage, then this Yoshi that was previously gone like comes back, and then you can like play as him as you want. It's like just from what I've seen so far, it's just a visual thing. Like I unlocked this one that looks like a watermelon, and
so
cool.
Lovely.
Yeah, but they have some like cool little things in the game that I didn't really expect, and I really didn't take a look at many videos and stuff before going into this. But like one kind of thing that was cool, like there were some watermelons like on the ground in that particular stage that Yoshi can, eat. And then if the watermelon's still in his mouth, he'll shoot out like watermelon seeds at enemies and stuff. So just kind of like another way for Yoshi to attack and stuff. And, there's also, like I said, there's all sorts of stuff hidden in the environment. Some things you can just go right through. Sometimes there's like a little cue where it's like a little piece of yarn that you can pull out and stuff. So you kind of got to be on the lookout for that stuff. And like, there's one boss that I fought. It is actually really cute. Like, he had these pants, and he had kind of like this belt type of thing. And then you're basically, as soon as you like stun him or something, or maybe to stun him, you actually have to, pull on that little string, and then his pants start coming off, and you just keep doing that until his pants are gone. And it's rated G, so I mean, there's nothing crazy or anything, but yeah, no, it's fun, and it looks great on the Wii U. I mean, they do a really good job with that aesthetic, especially in HD. Looks a lot better than Kirby's Epic Yarn ever could because of just the hardware. But no, I'm enjoying it, and I'm probably gonna keep playing it. And you poor guys out there in North America, you got to wait until like October. So it might be worth the wait. It's a cool game, so look forward to that.
Cool.
But one other thing I kind of wanted to briefly mention, because this just happened a couple of days ago here, is that the infamous Pokemon Shuffle, which is the like match 3 free-to-play game on 3DS, is now available on Android and iOS here in Japan.
Wow. It's really happening.
Yeah. I mean, there are other Pokemon like games out on iOS and Android devices that are sanctioned by the Pokemon Company, but it's usually like learning games and stuff like that. So it's nothing too crazy, at least from what I know. So this is probably one of the first ones that they actually had, and it's a match 3 game, and it's basically the literal same exact thing that was on the 3DS, except for now it just looks better because it's on a device that could handle stuff a little bit more with like kind of HD graphics and that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's still fun. If you like match 3 puzzlers and you like Pokemon, you can still have fun with this game. So I would imagine, I mean, because even though I downloaded it from the Japanese App Store, it was totally in English. And I didn't. And then I was looking through the settings to see if I could change it to Japanese, and it wasn't. It must just be like an internal settings type of thing on your phone if it's set to English and it's going to be in English or whatever. But so yeah, that's out there and available for people that have a Japanese iTunes account or a Google Play account or whatnot. So, Ty, go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, But yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, other than playing the crap out of Rocket League on PS4, which is utterly fantastic, Ty, and I
Ooh.
think it might, is it on Steam now too? Do you know?
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
I saw it on Scrub Quotes the other day. It
Okay.
was
Well,
beautiful.
what happened? What did somebody say? I got to hear this.
Uh, if I can remember. But
Well,
yes.
I would say while you're remembering,
Why do people try to crush me when I block the goal? Why can't they just shoot around me?
Oh boy.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should make a lobby with our own rules.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's really fun, and it seems like something that would be right at home on a Nintendo console. I mean, it's just like race cars and soccer. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and really easy to get into, and really addicting. I keep finding myself going back to it, like not wanting to play anything else that I have, and usually that's what I do for what I've been doing for most of my afternoons and evenings before my wife comes home, so I don't drive her crazy with the game. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of doubt I'll ever come to Wii U, but you know, here's to hoping. So, all right, well, that's going to go ahead and do it for new business. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the news. So, looking at our first thing on the list of news, this is something that happened earlier in the month, and a lot of you guys out there might already know about this. And you know, RFN, they did a really good job covering this in a couple of episodes ago. And I don't think we'll go in as much depth as those guys did, but I'll just give you some of the basics and then some of our thoughts about this. So you guys, like I said, as you know, there was a localizer from the Treehouse named Chris Pranger, and he went on a podcast called the Part-Time Games Podcast and started talking about a lot of things that he wasn't supposed to. Usually just like a lot of kind of behind the scenes, like business talk from like Nintendo of America.
Rip in peace.
And kind of like why they make decisions to whether or not to bring this or that game over to North America. And, you know, at first, I mean, from what I understand, it's not like a really... It's not like an IGN's podcast where there's like millions of listeners or anything. Not like the Famicast where there are like tens of millions of listeners.
Yeah, it was a really small time one, but it got picked up by a lot of sites.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think because I remember seeing something about his post on like his Facebook where he realized that, oh God, like Go Nintendo put it out and they're pretty big. And then, yeah, the word must have got back to Nintendo of America.
That's how it works. The news story gets out on a Nintendo site, and then it's out on every Nintendo site.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and ultimately, he ended up getting let go for this. And I don't know, Ty, like, what do you think about like this whole situation, man?
Well, it's tough. Like, I understand why they did it. Like, he didn't really say anything that was a surprise. It's just kind of interesting.
Right.
So, like, I don't think they should have fired him over that so much, but I think I see their need to make an example of someone. It's like, you can't talk to the media, you can't blab stuff, because that could be very bad for Nintendo.
Right.
According to Nintendo.
Right. And one thing James pointed out when he was writing up the agenda is that I think it's cool that when stuff like this happens, it's cool that this guy got fired, no, but when information comes out that you normally wouldn't get, I mean, like I said, there wasn't really a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't surprising, but it was very interesting.
Yeah, and I think as a guy who's a podcaster or a journalist or whatever, and RFN kind of echoed these same sentiments, like as long as the guy didn't say, hey, cut that out, do not post that. As long as they don't say something like that, it's kind of your job to get this information out there. And then, that really sucks that it just basically ruined this guy's life, but I don't know.
Yeah, I hope it gets picked up by another game company right quick.
Yeah, we'll see. So, terrible news for that guy, but man, if you're finding yourself working in some type of an environment where you're not supposed to disclose information at all, don't do it. Like, I don't know about you, Ty, like my job, like basically the only thing that we're not supposed to share are like names of our students or something. And
yeah, like
why would I do that?
Like I don't even talk about what city I'm in
Mm-hmm.
on Twitter. I don't have my full name on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I try to keep all that stuff on the DL.
Sure. All right. Well, we could, I guess, move on from there. So it looks like Splatoon test fires are coming back and have been kind of back for the past week or so in North America and Europe. So basically, for those who don't own Splatoon,
not us,
yeah, and want to give it a shot, they can. But and interestingly enough, this is not in Japan. I was scouring the Japanese Splatoon website yesterday to see if this was anywhere, and I didn't see it. I mean, I could have looked on their Twitter. I didn't look on their Twitter to see, but from everything that I saw, that you would think something like this would be front and center on their homepage, but it wasn't. So yeah, kind of odd, but I guess they just want to get their money and not give people free demos here in Japan. So, but yeah, moving on from that, another Splatoon-related note, there was actually a Splatoon tournament that's going to be happening here in Japan. It's called the Splatoon Koshien 2016. It's a 4v4, tournament type of thing, and I think anybody can enter. I mean, they have their own rule set and stuff like that you have to follow. But and it was kind of confusing when I was checking this out. Like there are different cities in Japan, but there are different cities in Japan where they're having different versions of this tournament, and then it's going to end up with the finals being January 30th at the Makuhara Messe, the same place as Tokyo Game Show. So yeah, I think it'd be cool to join. I don't know if I have A, the skill, B, the time to get that skill, and C, even want to just go all the way out to one of these places and get my ass kicked. I'm fine just getting my ass kicked here at home, but anyway. So
yeah, get good.
Thank you. So you still have not bought Splatoon, right?
Nope.
Okay, no plans to?
Probably not. If I see it cheap, yeah, sure, maybe.
It's never going to happen here in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo in Japan is doing a really fantastic job of keeping their prices jacked up and protecting those prices.
Yeah, it's true.
I remember they were talking about that about a year ago, like very clearly, we're very concerned about software devaluation.
Right.
And you really see that in Japan. Even some very old games are still very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, especially with the first party stuff, that stuff stays full price for half a decade or more. Something, it's crazy. You still see Smash Brothers Brawl on the shelf for, the original retail price.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
Or games older than that. You GameCube era games even.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's, I guess good for them that they can still keep the value of their games up. I don't know how many people are buying them at that point, but
yeah, it's good for them. I don't think it's good for consumers.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess which one I like more.
Yes. Moving on here. This is kind of a weird one, and I wasn't sure if this actually applied to Japan either. So Mario Maker's coming out here pretty soon, in a couple of weeks, and for users that are kind of conflicted whether they want the digital version or the physical version, namely because that physical version comes with a very cool art book that has the different codes and stuff that you can enter into your game to get a starting point for a builder or whatnot. But I believe that's available. It might be available digitally, on the gamepad or something. But for users that actually that get the digital version of the game but still want a physical version of the book, they have made this very bizarre way so that customers can do that. And what they have to do, so whenever you download the game from the eShop, on your digital e-receipt, you will have some kind of a phone number that you can call. And if you call this phone number and you talk to somebody at Nintendo, you can order one of these booklets. They didn't say how much it cost, but that it does cost something. You have to pay shipping to your house. And as long as you give them your Nintendo ID that you purchased this thing with, you'll be able to get your own copy of this book. So that's interesting. This sounds like something that might be Japan only, but I guess it's something that's happening all over. So
Yeah.
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 Yep. So moving on here too, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, which actually, unfortunately, I mean, Cyrus is going to be on the show and he was going to talk about it. So that kind of stinks, but you guys might have to wait till next episode to hear some more in-depth coverage, in-depth talk about cards and building your own pretty little room.
I see this like Nintendo quote unquote underestimated the popularity and demand for X. Mm-hmm. And I have to wonder, did they really? Did they really?
Mm-hmm. It's a very good question. Well, that's what they're telling us, that they underestimated the how many of these things that they needed to have out. The Animal Crossing amiibo cards. I mean, there's completely sold out everywhere. Apparently, I mean, like I said, Cyrus would be good to talk to because he's probably has like all of them by now. But yeah, apparently it's so severe that Wave 2's like launch date has been pushed back to allow like a second printing for the Wave 1 cards. And I mean, that's stupid. And just to kind of follow up on that too, there's a magazine that's actually going to have like a special Isabelle card that's going to make the internet and Nintendo fans explode over here. So that's just another thing to add to the insanity that is Amiibo, which I don't know about you, Ty. I mean, I figured that Amiibo in general would be pretty popular, but I didn't think that even this far along down the road that there would still be situations where they're like, hey, if you want this toy, you're going to have to pay like, 3 or 4 times the price of what it's actually worth.
Correct. I wonder what the numbers are of, people who buy 1 to 4 amiibos versus the people that buy all of them.
Well, I'm kind of like somewhere in between, on the lower spectrum though, thankfully. But that is interesting. I mean, it seems like it's like usually extremes. Like people hate them, or they'll buy like, okay, maybe there's like hate them, buy them all, or then there's people that get like 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, like I wonder who's pushing the numbers up.
Yeah. It's bizarre, and we'll probably never know these answers to these questions. But moving on from there, if you're into hacking your 3DS, well, you might have just got a little bit, got some making that a little bit harder, but maybe not, because Ironfall, that third-person shooter type of game that was out on 3DS in Europe and North America, it was kind of like a gateway where people can kind of hack into the system and do stuff. And they, Nintendo in Europe and I believe in North America quickly pulled that from the digital shelves to have the developer try to fix it. So we'll see. But even at the same time, apparently the YouTube app has this same type of, flaw where, hackers are trying to figure this stuff out and, trying to exploit it. So yeah, Ty, you're smiling.
Oh, so somebody just messaged me something really funny.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, these amiibos are very funny to me as well.
Yes. So moving on, I guess Final Fantasy 14 is being considered for the NX. Okay. Somebody's probably interested in that. News came up here recently, too, about a Metroid project that was proposed by Mercury Steam, the guys that developed the Castlevania Lords of Shadows games. And apparently they made a pitch, but Nintendo really didn't say either way, like yes or no. So it's been, I guess, a few months. So it looks like that's not really going to be happening anymore. And I think they've even moved on to they're developing some kind of their own game with their own IP. So, yep, Federation Force is all we get, guys. So. For better or worse. And a couple other little bits here too. Pandora's Tower. Just recently, I think a couple weeks ago or whatnot, came out in the US on the Wii U eShop. So basically every region now, if you want a copy of Pandora's Tower, there's very easy ways that you can do this. You don't have to wait for a physical version of it or anything. So that's cool. I played the game right when it first came out back in 2011 here. I thought it was okay. I didn't ever go on to beat it because I wasn't that impressed, but I mean it's not bad. And if you have however much it costs over there, $20 or something, Might be worth it. So this next one might be of some interest to Ty. Actually, Ty, do you want to take that one about Pokken?
Yeah, let's talk about Pokken.
Sure.
Let's see. Oh, yes. Pokken Tournament announced for Wii U, releasing worldwide in spring 2016. Pikachu Libre announced as a new character.
Yep. So yeah, and then Alex Kalafi, I think he has like a pretty good write up on NWR about because he got some hands on with the game as well in Boston, and actually I think he maybe interviewed some people too. So there's some really cool stuff going up on the site about that. So you want to check that out. Ty, is this something that you'd be getting on your Wii U, or will you just keep it as a curiosity in the arcades?
I can definitely say maybe.
Okay. Yeah,
it might depend on the tournament scene.
Cool. I think that might about do it for the news, more or less. Some NX patent stuff that I really don't feel qualified to talk about unless, Ty, you know stuff about patents and patent language and whatever.
A little bit. Let's have a look.
So
I'm clicking this long URL.
Okay, and even James, he put like a little blurb there that you can probably see on the notes.
Oh yeah, it reminds me of the times years and years ago when other patent stories would come up about new hardware. So sometimes it would come to fruition, and sometimes it wouldn't. Because you know how patent trolling works. Like companies will patent whatever they can just to cover their ass, or try to squeeze other companies.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. An example system includes an internal hard drive storing a communication unit, a data by a processor. Wow. Sounds like every computer and game console ever made. Oh, wait, there's no optical disk drive on this patent, and that is clearly spelled out. Reading out a program. Yeah, no disk drive. No media drive at all.
One thing that James pointed out here that I'll go ahead and read, a non-transistory recording medium recording a computer program executed by processors of plurality of types of game apparatuses with different hardware configurations.
Funky add-ons. 32X is back, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
let's play that Hummingbird game. Well, let's fucking play Corpse Killer. I hope you have the Sega CD as well.
Yeah, the reimagining of the Sega CD at hand. Not really, but maybe. So, yeah, I mean, more NX stuff is coming out, on a pretty consistent basis, and before we know it.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense, actually. If you're releasing a console without any sort of disk drive whatsoever, you want to leave the door open to have an attachment. Right,
for like storage and stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
or whatever they cook up with. I mean, Nintendo likes to invent toy-like things and have you play with them.
Sure. I mean, even if it's just storage related, I could almost guarantee you, crossing my fingers here, we use pretty open about, what you can use for storage, which is really nice. That, a lot of the other guys out of the box did not do. Like Wii U was a thing where it's like, hey, you can use almost any hard drive that you want, for the Wii U, which was nice. And it can really save a lot of money. I mean, Ty, I'm sure like back in the 360 days, if your hard drive was screwed up or you just wanted to get more space, I mean, it's a lot of money to get one of those stupid proprietary hard drives.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully we don't have to worry about this, and I don't think that's going to be a problem given Nintendo's history with 3DS and Wii U. So,
yeah, looking forward to the Nintendo Genesis with the Nintendo CD and the Nintendo 32X.
If we could only be that lucky, we might be. So, actually, yeah, a couple other bits of news here too. Ty, I don't know if you ever into this series at all. Picross, you ever play any of those?
Yeah, I love Picross. I have it on my old Game Boy.
Okay. Did you ever play Picross 3D? on
No,
DS?
no, I only played the first Game Boy one.
Okay. Well, hang on to your asses because at least everyone on Nintendo World Report is really excited about this. Picross 3D 2 is coming out on the 3DS here in Japan on October 1st, and it's going to be 3,000 yen plus tax. There's supposed to be over 300 puzzles, and it's all going to be like a package, like a retail thing or digital download. So, yeah, that's cool. And it'll probably come out in the West too, eventually. Maybe 6 months from the Japanese release. But,
yeah. Or a year. That's going to be a gap filler.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I'm probably going to get this because of all the good things I've heard about Picross 3D on DS and whatnot. And yeah, it just seems like it'd be a lot of fun. So maybe look forward to some Picross 3D 2 talk come October. So, and this last part, it's not really related to games, but maybe interesting.
It may be related to games.
Yeah. I mean,
or at least your Nintendo hardware.
Yes. So I think I might have mentioned this before in a previous episode, but Netflix is indeed coming to Japan, and they just recently announced the release date of the service of September 2nd. And just a couple of days ago, they said something kind of interesting, is that they're partnering with the Japanese cell phone company / internet provider SoftBank. And there's some sources were saying that they're going to actually be creating content together.
Yeah, I definitely saw that, I think.
Okay. And because some reports I saw said that, then the one from the Wall Street Journal said that they are doing that. So it's okay, it's the Wall Street Journal. So.
Or maybe they're just moving their original content they made in the U.S. and, subtitling it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of what it is. Daredevil's already a thing. And then they got, the rights to things like Better Call Saul for here in Japan and a couple other things. And yeah, and they also announced one other cool thing, I guess, because I'm a SoftBank customer, so for my cell phone. So I have an option where...
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so I have an option where if I want to have Netflix, I can actually pay through my cell phone bill as opposed to paying directly to Netflix. That could work out for people that don't have credit cards or anything like that. Because with Hulu Japan, basically you don't have a credit card or something like that. It's not easy to pay.
Yeah, it's like you can get a card at the convenience if you're lucky.
Yeah, if it works.
Okay, but what I want to know is if my US account will work in Japan, because it works for the other regions. It works in the UK, etc. And the content changes based on your IP address.
Right.
Even if you have a US account, US billing address, etc. So if I can get into the Japanese content without paying for another account, that would be cool as heck.
Actually, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That would be freaking cool. We'll see.
Yeah, and I could watch it on my phone without having to use a proxy.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, basically what I've been doing to watch Netflix here in Japan, excuse me, the American one, you have to run a VPN, and the speeds are usually pretty good, so I can stream in HD, but I hook up my computer to my TV and stuff. I'm not cool like Ty and have a modified router where it turns my apartment into America.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I bet. So it's going to be nice just being able to watch. I use my Wii U to watch Hulu, and I think it'll be cool just to be able to do that. So anyway, yeah. So I guess that'll do it for the news here. So let's go ahead and move on to the charts. And Ty, would you like to talk about the charts today?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
We're looking at August 17th to August 23rd.
Yes.
All right, let's start with software. Going from 10 to 1, drum roll please. Got Fire Emblem If.
AKA Fates.
Yes. 4,154 this week. 409,189 altogether.
Yep.
I think it's really interesting how they have it down to the single digits.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Number 9, Animal Crossing New Leaf. That's the American name.
Yeah, sorry. Tobidase Dobutsu no Mori.
Yeah. Whatever. Nerd. All right. 4,837 in a week. 4.03 million altogether. All All right. Then we got number 8, Mario Kart 8.
Mhm.
Hey.
Yeah. I think the last episode, too, is the same place, oddly enough.
It was destined to be.
Yeah.
6,113 that week. 1.1 million altogether.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're going to skip 7 and 6. They're probably Vita games or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
Vita games about, exploding clothes. Whatever.
Yeah, that's how it is. All right. So we got number 5. We got Rhythm Tengoku Zabesto.
Plus
what?
Don't know. Ask Nintendo.
Okay. 12,083 last week. 432,276 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. All right. Number 4. Good old Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
The game everybody wants and needs.
Except for you.
Yeah. Yeah. 23,874 last week.
Mm-hmm.
584,268 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Next, a good old Yokai Watch. Busters.
Yeah.
48,592.
Mm-hmm.
And 1.35 million altogether.
Yep, and that's just basically about a month and a half on the market. So it's
big
Yokai
numbers.
Yokai Watch doing Yokai Watch. So
who publishes that? Is that Namco Bandai?
Level 5.
5. Oh, they're printing money. I hope they turn it into Laytons.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, number 2, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. Mm-hmm. Wow, this is the second Animal Crossing in the top 10.
Yeah, this has been a thing, like a thing that's been happening for the past month and a half. So,
yep. All right, 65,904 last week, 910,071 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Might touch 1 million by next week.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We'll see. Oh, and the Madden of Japan, Super Robot Wars, BX. Mm-hmm. That's on 3DS.
Yes.
It is new this week, debuting at number 1 at 98,366.
Ty, have you ever played any games in the Super Robot Wars series?
Yeah, a couple, and there's some other games that play basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like Namco Cross Capcom.
Uh-huh.
That's what it plays like. It's fun. I think I have a whole bunch of the Super Famicom ones I got for $1 a piece.
Sounds about right. I mean,
yeah, like I said, it's the Madden of Japan.
Right, annualized. I mean, seriously, there's usually a game coming out on multiple, systems and stuff every year. It's kind of ridiculous. Or even if it's not a direct game, there's always something with this. It's crazy. But.
Yes, it is crazy.
Yeah. Moving on then to hardware. Ty, do you want to talk about that too?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Could you please?
Okay. Hardware. 3DS. 28,279 last week. 19.04 million altogether. Big numbers.
Yep.
Good. PS4. Oh, it's ahead of the Wii U this week for some reasons.
I think there's some release. I don't remember. Or it might just be Minecraft.
Street Fighter 5 is going into beta.
Ah.
Yeah. 14,495 last week. 1.69 million altogether. Not really a big number up for the total.
Yeah, not really. But I mean, this thing, Wii U's been out longer, and also all these other systems. So
that's the thing. All right, PlayStation Vita, 12,159 last week, 4.13 million altogether. It's an okay number, I guess.
Yeah, hey, not bad, respectable.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. Wii U, 11,302 last week, 2.51 million altogether. Doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before, but home consoles in Japan, it's not a very lucrative thing to be in. I mean, you can see Sony struggling, Nintendo struggling, and just wait. it gets
Just
worse.
wait. Just you wait. All right. PlayStation 3, 2,549 last week. 10.34 million altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Neat.
And,
all right. Xbox One,
mm-hmm.
160 last week.
Yeah.
54,465 altogether.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, Ty, it's amazing to me how they can get these numbers down like to the unit and just give you this information. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting just to see this stuff anyway, and it's especially with the amount of precision, theoretically, that they're giving it to us with.
Right. So one thing about the Xbox being as a projected total flop in Japan,
mm-hmm.
If you buy one, you're not going to be totally screwed because it has no region lock.
Exactly. So, yeah, and you know, I'm on the fence about getting one. I mean, it's still a little bit expensive for me right now, and
yeah, if you get one, I'll hook you up with a Killer Instinct code.
Awesome. Yeah, because I mean, I probably eventually will. It might be next year or something, or maybe in like 6 to 12 months or something. But there's a lot of games on Xbox that I want to give it a shot.
Yeah, dude. And if you have gold, you get 2 free games a month.
Yeah, and that's
actually 4 if you have a 360.
Okay.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. It's like I'm already a member of PlayStation Plus, and well, for me, it'd just be a matter of just stretching it out, not having my renewal thing start for my PlayStation Plus account and Xbox Gold account at the same time, because that would just be, you know, $120 or something, just gone.
Here's a tip: head to Amazon for your Xbox Live cards. You can usually get them for 30 to 40.
Right. Yeah, that's nice. And unfortunately, I've never seen that for Nintendo-related cards, but for, you know, PlayStation stuff, for the PSN, for the PlayStation Plus stuff. I think when I first became a PlayStation Plus member, it was around Black Friday, and they had cards for like $30.
Yeah, there you go.
It was great, and I did that with the Xbox, also my 360 before in the past too. So,
all right.
Pro tips here from some pro guys. So, all right.
MLT Pro.
Gatorade and Doritos, your diet. So,
all right.
Next up, Ty, do we have some fake or real ready for today?
I do.
Cool.
I do have some fake or real. I have 3 games for you. Okay.
Cool. So before we get started, how about you go ahead and just explain for the listeners, if they're unfamiliar, like what this is all about and what they can do to participate.
Okay. You can just play along at home by guessing these things before I blurt out the answer after Danny gets it wrong. So you can just guess the opposite of what Danny does, and you get 3 out of 3.
Yeah, you'd be good. Just do that.
Yeah, so sometimes I have a little variations in the rules, but basically I say or describe a game, and the players have to guess if it's real or if I made it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So this week it's going to be straightforward.
Okay.
Three games. Can you get 2 out of 3?
Probably not. I'll try to get at least 1. So.
Okay. All right. Have to think about the order here. Oh, that's right. I use a random number generator to determine how many are fake and what order they're in.
Yes. So no plain favorites here. It's just random.
Yeah. A listener told me he thought he figured out a pattern.
Right. And then it's just insanity. No.
It's like the what was that old game show? Was it Press Your Luck with the whammies?
Don't know.
Yeah, and there was a dude in the 80s. I believe his name was Michael Larson. He literally figured out the pattern to the show.
Wow. Cool.
He ruined it. He destroyed it. Watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
Pretty sure his name was Michael Larson, and I think the name of the game show is Press Your Luck.
Okay.
So he's the guy everyone aspires to be.
Yes, me too, but it's not going to happen. But I'll sure try.
Okay. 3 games. You got to tell me if it's fake or real.
Okay.
first game, Ladies Elegant Fishing. It's pretty self-explanatory what that game is.
Okay. Japanese game. I'm gonna go ahead and say real. It's gotta be.
Okay. You ready for the answer?
I sure as hell hope so.
I don't think you are. Okay, because I made that one up.
Okay. It just sounded like it's something that was on like PSP or something, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No PSP game has any class to it whatsoever.
Okay, yeah.
They're all lewd games for boys.
Yeah. Or yes. That's very true.
Okay. So you're 0 for 1. Let's see what you can do here.
Great start.
All right. Number 2, Melty Blood. This is a fighting game spin-off of a visual novel.
Oh, man. Melty Blood. It sounds, yeah. I'm going to say fake. I mean, visual novels, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this exists, but I don't think this particular one does.
Okay.
Final answer.
Final answer. Melty Blood is not real, you say?
Not real.
Well, actually, it is real.
Oh, man.
And I was worried it would be too popular for this to be a challenge, but you went and got it wrong anyway.
So what is this thing on?
It's an arcade game. It's been ported to a number of systems in the past. I think I have a PS2 version.
Okay.
I don't remember all the platforms it's on, but you can see it in a lot of arcades still.
Wow.
It'll probably be on the multi-game cabinets as well.
Huh. Man, okay.
It's literally called Melty Blood. I still cannot believe that name.
God. Has that developer made anything else of note?
Damn, I forgot who developed it, but I want to say yes.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. And the expertise of fighting games and arcades and obscure just Japanese anything. So.
It's got its fans.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good game. It's had a lot of revisions over the years, so it's got that staying power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see if you can go 0 for 3. I was joking when I said you were going to go 0 for 3, but
and I know James wasn't joking when he put that in the show notes, and I was just
spoilers. Danny will lose.
Well, yeah, that's a given, but
he has already lost. But let's see if it's a blowout.
It's like 1, 2, 3, you're out. Get the hell out, never come back.
All right. Last game. This game is called A Week of Garfield. Yes, that Garfield.
Okay, let's say that Garfield?
Yes, and somehow this American comic strip game came out in Japan, but did not come out in other regions because of reasons. Did this happen?
I'm going to say this did happen. It's a thing.
You sure?
I know, but I'm just going to hope that I can at least get one out of here, man.
Okay. I'll give you this one. It's real.
Okay, thank God.
It was on the Famicom.
Really? So what's the deal? Like,
I think it was supposed to be a worldwide release, but there were licensing problems or something.
Okay.
So it only came out in Japan. I don't even know if anybody in Japan knows who Garfield is.
Yeah, do they? I mean, well, I guess somebody has a license in Japan.
Or they did. This is like Famicom. This is old Nintendo.
Do you know the developer on this one either? Or are you familiar with that?
No. I was looking at the box art earlier, but I can't.
But you have this at like your apartment?
No. I mean, I looked it up on the internet.
Oh, okay.
And I think I've seen it at least once in a shop, maybe.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I wonder if this is one of these rare games that's worth a lot of money.
Could be. Well, maybe.
All right. So you got 1 out of 3. Not bad.
Definitely not good. But that's what you should expect from me.
All right. So, listeners, hit me up on Twitter. I want to see if you got all of them right. I want to know if you cracked the code.
Yes. And then if you've cracked the code, send me a direct message so that I could know for the next time. So I don't look so bad. I can at least make myself look respectable.
Yeah. Just tweet at me, Supercat Drugs. That's me.
Cool.
All right.
So next up, we're going to go ahead and move on to some feedback. Actually, we got one really nice email that I think we'll go ahead and read out here. And if you ever want to have your email or tweet or anything read out here on the show, you can email us at thefamicast@nintendoworldreport.com. I'm sorry, famicast@nintendoworldreport.com. If you want to send us a thing on Twitter, you can send us a message there or whatever at the Famicast. And you can also leave messages and stuff in the talkback threads, or hit us up like on our personal Twitters too. That's another way you can do it.
Yeah,
so
you can also do carrier pigeon. You can just come to our houses,
yes,
bang on the door like we owe you money.
Yes, you can definitely do that.
Hey man, I like your podcast.
I might invite you in for a beer and hope I don't end up being murdered after the fact. But so this email comes from Philip Anderson, and Philip says, "Hello, Famicast. I'm visiting Japan in September, and I'll be spending 5 days in Tokyo. There's an overwhelming amount to do in Tokyo. I was hoping to narrow a few things down. In personal experience, what are some of the places that you have enjoyed the most in Tokyo, and what specifically, as a gamer, would you recommend I see or do? Love, Philip." Okay, he didn't say love, but
he said he loves the show.
He did say that. Okay, he didn't say he loves that. Okay, whatever. Ty, what would you have to say to Philip?
First and foremost, everybody says go to Akihabara, and they're not wrong.
Yeah.
Hit up the shops, hit up the game centers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about all there is to it. There's a lot of places to get little trinkets and stuff. Like, go ahead and browse through these stores full of figurines.
Yep.
They make good souvenirs.
There's some creepy ones in there too, but that just comes with the territory.
Yeah. Be careful about going up too many floors in the shops.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gets younger and younger and just weirder and weirder. So be careful.
He said September.
Yeah.
There may be some events happening in September.
Yeah.
Look into some events.
I mean, obviously, Tokyo Game Show's happening the middle of the month, I think 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, something like that. So if you're in and around, Tokyo, and you then get your ass back out to Chiba, and you can go to the Tokyo Game Show. It's it's a bit far from the actual Tokyo proper, but you can make it out there. And I haven't went as a public person for a long time, so I really don't remember. I think you can just buy tickets at the gate, right?
Yes, I think you can save $2 by getting them at a kiosk or online.
Yeah, but I mean, if you don't know any Japanese or anything,
I mean, it's only $2 difference.
Yeah. So if you're in town for Tokyo Game Show, I mean, try to go there.
Yeah,
might be fun.
If not, there may be some other events going on.
Oh yeah, I mean,
one of my fighting game regulars is going on in September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I mean, pretty much same thing Ty said. I mean, there's a lot of cool game stores. Obviously, you want to check out Super Potato. It's really cool. Not too hard to find really either. I mean, I would suggest maybe mapping stuff out before you go out. There's also Super Potato's cool and it has a lot of cool stuff, but sometimes they're a little bit overpriced. I'd say,
and a little bit touristy, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. But I think it's still worth it to go there. But if you're looking for some good deals on some retro games, always check out bookstores and stuff.
Book Off.
Yeah,
etc.
Exactly. There's a bookstore in Akiba and actually all over Japan, depending on where you're staying.
It's a big chain.
Yeah, I mean, go there. They have tons of used games and stuff from all sorts of different eras. That's a good one. I think there's a store called Trader. You know that one, Ty?
Yeah, I do.
I found my 64 disc drive.
like 3 to 5 shops on the Akihabara Strip.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, yeah, that's a really good place for finding stuff. I found my 64 DD there 3 years ago, like $250. If you're into such things, I am.
Mm.
But yeah, there's cool stuff like that. You can go to a maid cafe if you want. It's the food's lousy and the girls aren't that cute, but you can give it a shot if you want to. um, yeah, and if you have any further questions or anything, you could always send us a direct tweet or something like that around the time when you're here. I mean, the hell, depending on my schedule, I might even be in Tokyo or something. So
Yeah, give us a shout on Twitter.
yeah, and we'll again, well, if you want to do that, I'm at Danny Biv, and then Mr. Cat Drugs himself, Super Cat Drugs, on the Twitters. So. Yeah, Phil, I hope you have a good time, and post stuff on Twitter or wherever, or even just send us an email telling us about your visit to Japan and how it went. So
Yes.
cool. All right. Well, I think that's gonna about do it for the show here today. Yeah, so that's pretty much gonna do it. Ty, thank you for coming on in the middle of the day here.
My pleasure.
Yes, and well,
I hope you saw me tipping that whiskey bottle.
oh, was it a whiskey bottle?
Yeah. It's been one of those days.
Okay, yeah, I thought about it. I'm just drinking juice right now, but
Gin and juice?
not yet. I'm getting to that point, but yeah. And then for James, I want to thank him for coming on earlier. And then, like I said, next time, Cyrus is probably going to be back. We're probably going to have a whole crew, so you can look forward to that. Yeah, that's going to do it for Famicast 63. Again, Ty, thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, my pleasure, as always.
Yep. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Word. You heard?
So, as per normal, it's the end of the regular show. Do you have any cool little things to show people?
I do. I got some new video game t-shirts.
Okay.
All right. Check out this bad boy. It matches my new Twitter icon.
Cool. Ultra Tech.
Ultra Tech.
Is that like a fighting game thing?
Yes, they're the bad guys in Killer Instinct.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Man, I could have swore that I had something.
I got a bunch of random Skullgirls stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was perks from the Kickstarter from 3 years ago. Yeah, what do we got here? I got a shirt. It's somewhere. It looks like I have a whole postcard set.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. Let's see.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of these.
Man.
I think they have every character. Oh, they have the boss. Yeah, they have the DLC characters that the Kickstarter funded. Wow, and then some.
Jeez, this is like never ending.
Yeah, some extras. Oh yeah, this looks like some guest artist kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good times.
Cool.
Yeah. Sick. If you ever play Skullgirls, pick my color that I made. that was my Kickstarter perk.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, actually, I got nothing. I thought I did. Apparently, I don't. I about went out and bought some more Amiibo the other day because I found I found like a Toon Link. It was like I've been kind of wanting one, and it's like actually normal price at like a Toys R Us. And then I found like a Olimar and Pikmin. I was like, oh, that's cool because
hey man, you got any Amiibo?
That's what it's getting to. But actually, I had like Dr. Mario there and stuff too. A couple other cool ones that I hadn't seen like in person. So I was kind of impressed. But anyway, so all right. Well, you got nothing else to show, Ty. I have nothing, so I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah,
I'll do it.
Yep, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Sick.